Hello TF2 gamers and Medic wannabes, Noobinator here and hope you're having a great day. This is part 2 of 3 of the advanced Medic tutorial for 6v6. We will concentrate on UBERS only for this part and hopefully you have already watched part 1. Uber terminology includes words such as used, using, use, pop, popping, pop, and if you drop, that's a bad thing. That means that you have an Uber ready to go but you've been killed or you die without using it. If that happens, you're not very popular. Crits heals are heals that a player receives after not having health for a while. The heal rate is faster and waiting for healing can be a tactic. Ideally, an Uber is well planned and others will stay behind you during your Uber in with a demo or a soldier or the two, but rarely does it happen in the end. Once you have employed an Uber, you want to stay back from the point of interest. There's a lot of action and it gets very spammy there, so if you keep it a distance from that, that's advisable. Once the point is clear, you can ingress to help cap. There are times you may want to build near spawn, usually on a King of the Hill map, and Viaduct comes to mind. In that case, send out all team members except the building scout in an orchestrated quick suicide attempt to force the opposing medic to pop, giving you the advantage. All suicides should be respawned by the time you have fully charged. Once the enemy is popped, wait as long as possible before you pop to gain the Uber advantage. Excessive waiting is a calculated risk before you pop Uber. It may bite you on occasion. Watch your own health very closely, and if you get hit from behind, you use immediately. Survival is paramount. If they Uber at you and you do not have one, perhaps you want to duck into spawn, run around a corner, wait it out, and once your Uber is faded, then push back in. As soon as you're aware of an incoming crits, pop your Uber to counter that, and that puts you at a huge advantage. Another option is to run, wait, and save your Uber, but you should be far and in a well-protected area for the egress during a crits. Beware of fake, fully charged calls by the enemy. You too may want to use this strategy. There are many pros and cons of flashing your players during an Uber. Flashing players reduces Uber time, but it may save the players' lives. Personally, I feel flashing is a worthwhile trade. Survivability versus duration, but it's arguable. And if they're well executed, then you could stick on one person during the Uber. When you're in a firefight and you really need to pop, but you don't quite have the Uber yet, hold down the activate key in advance and it will execute immediately once you're fully charged.
Alert. The control point is being contested.
You can use an Uber to save a player's life, and it depends on the numbers and exact situation. That's a decision you have to make on the fly. It may be better to let the player die and hold the Uber too. You can use an Uber to save yourself and get out of Dodge. Having to rebuild an Uber is better than being a dead med. What you do may differ from the tactics you've seen here, and do what works for you. Hopefully you're able to use some tips. Part 3 will be the last of this series, and will focus on tactics, techniques, and procedures, positioning, triage, the do's and don'ts, and the vaccinator. Thank you for watching, and hope to see you all for Part 3. Have a great day. Noobinator out. See you soon.